Kids, enjoy going back to school tomorrow. We'll see you all later.
Do you think they actually will enjoy going back to school?
Not at all.
Yes.
Sure.
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, welcome to the post show where we're going to sit down. We're going to break down everything that we just experienced. Welcome. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us for a few minutes. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Great.
Good.
Ooh.
We got Justin and Austin and Layla and myself. We're here.
Sorry.
We're going to break this down. Guys, what do we think about this morning? This just the overall experience, church. Give me a highlight. Give me a highlight from the service, or it doesn't even have to be from the service. It could have been something that happened while you were just here with people.
Well, my son Bentley is super excited about Sunday school. It's like his favorite. It's like when weeks we don't serve, he still wants to come. So we also have to get out of bed and still come, which is good because it's church. But he's been learning about like the 7 days of creation in his class. And so he walked in today and he ran up to Kristen and he was like, "Miss Kristen," he's like, "What's day 5? I gotta find out." And she was like, "Well, you'll find out in class." He was all excited about it. So I went to go visit him between services and he was like, "It was about birds and fish, Dad." So he was really excited about that.
So is it going to be day 6 next week?
Yeah, and he's on pins and needles waiting for it. Yeah.
So do you think they get to day 7? It's like, okay, kids, nap time.
Yeah, exactly. He will not accept that.
Yeah, what did got me on day 7? Nothing.
I'm like, no, come up with something.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's always cool to know that our kids, not only are they just learning stuff, but they're excited about it. Mm-hmm. That's very cool.
I really enjoyed worship today, but "Make Room" is like one of my favorite songs that you guys do, especially when Elizabeth sings it. It's just, I don't know, it hits me. It always makes me a little emotional, actually, because it's just, the words are so beautiful, and they just, I think everybody has that song where you're like, oh, I feel it.
Right.
And that's one of them. So I don't know if you saw this, but months ago, I texted you guys and said, "Are we ever going to do that song again?" And chances are, because of our busy schedule, I've missed when you guys have done it. So I was just really excited that I was able to hear it today.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good set.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had some.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, worship's always one of, if not the highlights that I have. Sunday morning, one of the things that I'm pretty heavily involved with all the different stuff that I'm doing for that. So that was definitely exciting. And then to have Jenna up there preaching the word today, I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you guys all know this, but Austin not only is rocking out on our guitar, but he's keeping it. There's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes and in our ears. Like when we're worshiping, we're hearing a metronome that's keeping us in tempo. Yeah. And Austin is helping operate and control all of that. So he does a lot on our Sunday mornings, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I get to do, and so my mind's like 20% guitar, 80% making sure the other stuff is going good, and that we're operating on a good flow. So
yeah, I've heard some people comment on watching you because they're like, is he listening to the same music that we're listening to? Because he's rocking out hard.
Yeah. I know. I like watching Austin up there.
You watch
all
Austin, you watch Jake in the drums.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going for it.
He's rocking out.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And yeah, Jenna did a great job today. I thought this was, I think actually this might have been one of the best times I've ever heard her speak.
Yeah.
She just brought it. It was really good. It was very clear. It was very to the point. And it connected well with what we sang in for worship. So I thought all in all, the whole service kind of flowed really well.
I agree.
I was pretty happy with that. But this is the end of our parenting series. What's been your biggest takeaway from this parenthood series?
Oh boy.
Anything?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, I was just waiting for somebody else to chime in first. Thanks, guys. As a parent, I don't know. It's like a humbling series. It has been a humbling series to listen to because I feel like there's a ton of room for improvement. And it's not to say that I think I'm a bad parent, but there's been a lot of takeaways where I want to do better. And it's crazy how time flies. And when you become a parent, I remember a lot of people saying like it's going to go by really fast, but when you are first holding your newborn child, you're just exhausted and you're like, sure, right? Like I don't know, you just can't make sense of it. But then here I am, and it is going so fast, and there's so many like this year. I mean, we have like big transitions with two of our kids, one going into middle school, one going into high school, and it's just like it's crazy to me that we're at this stage of their lives, and before I know it, they will be adults. And I'm like, are they going to be little prodigals? I don't know. But I just want to be able to continue to be there to support them and love them, unconditionally, just like Jenna said today. And I think you can't do that without internally putting in the work as a parent, right? Like, I don't know who can just show up. I don't know. Maybe people can. I can't just do it naturally. I have to be intentional and think about it. And that's been a lot of the key takeaways for me throughout the series. And I really liked this today. I love when we have messages that are so applicable, especially in like different walks of life and like parenting. Like, give me any tip.
Yeah,
I'll take any advice and tips and suggestions. So.
Well, and today's message too wasn't just about putting yourself in the position of the father or the parent and your child. This was a very self-reflecting type of message too. Where it's like,
Absolutely.
okay, am I being the prodigal? Right? God is our father, right? So this one today, I thought transcended that. Right? It wasn't like just focused to the parents out there. It was focused to everybody.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I think that point is really crucial. For me, I'm not a parent. I haven't had that privilege yet. And so there, as far as certain takeaways and stuff, as far as relating it from a father to a son or to a daughter, don't have that connection quite yet. But to have that with the story of the prodigal son, it's not just a story about one father and a son. It is a story about all of us and what we have in our relationship with God, because we have all turned away from God and become that prodigal. And it's about us being able to get to a place where we realize, just how much we need God and want to go ahead and return to Him, and how God, when He views us, loves us and wants us desperately to come back home and rejoices when we are able to do that. I think that is a really transcendent thing that doesn't just apply to this one particularly parable. It applies to us and God.
Yeah. Let me pick a little deeper though at you, Austin, because you're the only one here who is not a parent. Through a series like this, right? Yeah. You're obviously not the target demographic that this series was targeting to, but there's still a lot of things in there, right? The goal is every Sunday when we come and we hear a message is find something that we can apply to our lives, right? Yeah. Has there been, other than today, right?
Yeah.
Because today I think we can see it. While it was directed at parents, we can extract a lot more out of it. Was there something from some of the other messages that you heard that you're like, that was a really good point, I'm going to put that in my back pocket for maybe that day when I become a parent?
Yeah, I think there is a lot of those, and I'm blanking on specific examples and stuff, which you can go back and watch all these different videos and stuff to be able to go and rewatch the sermons. But there was a lot of those different moments where it was this might not particularly apply to me today, particularly when it was talking directly to a parent to child relationship. But the essence of a lot of this stuff is to keep God in the center of all this. And how do we connect parenthood with following a Christian mindset? And a lot of things like priorities. I think keeping a lot of different priorities straight as far as, okay, what is exactly important, and making sure that you still find a way to be able to invest within the relationship with God. Well, that's not just applicable to a parent-child relationship. That should be applicable to myself, and that should be a self-reflecting. Okay, am I making that a priority, not just on Sunday morning, but throughout the rest of the week as well? I think there's a lot of those type of messages that can apply later in life. Hopefully it'll apply later in life, but also could apply now if you do a little bit of self-reflective on yourself.
Right. Right. Good. Justin, what's been your kind of big takeaway from this series?
Yeah, well, for me, I've always known I want to be a dad, pretty much like very young age. Like that's like the coolest thing in the world. So when I finally got to be able to be a dad, I've loved every minute of it. I don't think there's been a day where I've been like, oh, this sucks. It's been like, yeah, sweet. You know, I wake up at 4 a.m. with Cooper now, and I'm like I'm tired, but I'm also like, cool. I'm like he wants me, and I'm holding him, and it's great. So it's just kind of for me, this whole series has been kind of a good reflection to like kind of keep on. You know, like it's advice for parenting is always tough because every kid's different, and I mean my kids can be more different than each other too. But it's just that reliance, and especially today when they talked about like the number one thing you can do for your kids is just pray like fervently every single minute of every single day. Pray for them. It's like I mean half the time it's all you can do. If they if they get hurt or they won't sleep or won't eat or anything like that, it's just pray like, hey, please do. Like if I have my wits end. But it's I've noticed too. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but once I became a dad, like my threshold for emotions, like anything will make me cry now. Like it's so easy. Like you could probably play like a sad song or like
Cue Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah, don't.
Do we play that?
Yeah. No, but like I remember I was like watching like the Lego movie and like the very end, like he's like talking to him and he's like, hey, I'm so proud of you. Like you're like the best. And I was just like. He is proud of it. Like it's like that kind of stuff sets me up. It's so easy, but it's just kind of that level of like, for me, it's just like the care and like the attention I give my kids now. I feel like that from God. Like it's such a different perspective and shift.
Sure.
Right.
Where it's like it's not only I cry at anything and I love my kids so much. It's like that's how much He cares about every single one of us, and it's a real gut punch, and that's gonna make me cry now too.
It is. There is that mentality shift when you do have kids, and it's that. It's a slightly clearer understanding of what it means to willingly give everything for someone, right?
Yeah.
Like I would give everything I have for my kids, just lay it all out, and that helps us understand God's heart just a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And we're each kind of in a different stage, right? You have little kids. You're still waking up because you're in the baby stage of life. And
Sure
you're
am.
in the school age stage. And all my kids now are adult. Elizabeth just had her birthday this week.
Yeah.
She's 22.
Oof.
Yeah, that's my youngest.
I remember she was like 11.
Yikes. It's all right. That's where all this gray comes from.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a few minutes. We have just a couple minutes left. Today was about the prodigal son, that story. And I thought, hey, do we have any prodigal stories?
Awesome.
It could be you. It could be a friend. It could be a child. It could be a sibling. Does anybody have any good prodigal stories they want to share?
I think I'm not like as extreme cases as they go, but I'm the youngest in my family of 4, and I think that they all did the same thing. They all went to the same high school. They went to the same college. They all kind of did the same path. And when I hit high school, I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like go to Cornerstone because they went to Cornerstone. I don't want to do the things they did. So I kind of like started doing my own thing, and especially in that time of my life, I was very questioning. Like, well, if I'm questioning college, if I'm questioning their path, like, what's the whole God deal? Like, am I just continuing down their path and following them because that's what they're doing? And I wouldn't say it's as extreme as like I had to come back home, but it's just kind of that good time to, in my head, I want to try things out. I want to be like, well, then let's see what things are about. But like, even when I started trying things out, I was like, no, I guess I was where I needed to be the whole time. And especially with God. And, I did end up going to different colleges and doing very different things than my siblings. But just kind of that like little time to kind of go out on my own and see what I could do. And the answer was not a ton.
Yeah. Well, I think that you actually bring up a really good point, because this story shows us some extremes, right? The prodigal son demands his inheritance, and then he leaves. He goes off to a foreign land, squanders it all, and we know the story. But that prodigal heart can still exist even within the confines of the home that you're in, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like you went through a little bit of that, and obviously you must have figured it out. God brought you back to where you needed to be, and
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I think that you make a good point though. It's always kind of, especially in Bible stories, people see the extremes. It's like, well, I'm not out there like spending all my money and gambling and finding women. But so I must be pretty good. It's like, well, it's still at that heart of like, are you where you need to be? Like, are you still running away in different aspects of your life from God? And it's a good reminder.
Yeah, I guess for me, I grew up in a really well-structured home. I've talked about it before. Like there were rules for rules, like very structured, and always in church. Like can't really think. I don't recall not ever going to church. But obviously, or it's not obviously, but when I did graduate school from high school, I was curious, and I wandered in the college life path, and wasn't anything crazy, but definitely got off path, and I felt like I was definitely lost, and it eventually got back on track.
How do you think that getting back on track happened? Like, was there somebody that intervened? Was there something that happened, a catalyst for that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the people that I hung out with and definitely drove a lot of my good and bad decisions. I know my parents, especially my mom, had always prayed for me. So I like kind of what Jenna talked about today, the unwavering prayer. I know that was there, and my mom still, she's always like, Layla, I pray for you. And it's so funny with my husband Tony. She's like, I prayed for Tony. Like, she didn't know it was Tony, but so like that's there for me, right? And I do think that is still, building out my path, the things that are being prayed for me and my family and for me and Tony. But, speaking of Tony, I think that he helped me a lot. He still does. He is a rock to our family and to our relationship. But, my faith has always been there, and it's like a fire that's never been put out. I can ignore God's promptings, and I clearly have in my life, but it's never gone away. And just being intentional about recognizing what God is placing on my heart, I think, is what makes my paths clearer, if that makes sense. In this church, right? Like Tony and I tried Connections Out when you guys were at the high school, and the things that we got to see on that first visit meant something to us, and it drew us back in, and we came back, and we've just been coming back for many years.
And now you're stuck here.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that it is about the people that we surround ourselves with, right? Mm-hmm. That can have a huge dramatic shift on what we do. But it does highlight, like what you said, your mother continued to pray. And Jenna made she put up 3 points, really, how we reach our prodigals: unwavering prayer, unending patience, and unconditional love. And we just want to reiterate that. We just want to encourage everybody who's listening, and maybe you're dealing with a child right now that needs your unwavering prayer, needs that unconditional love. And our encouragement to you is just continue to do it. Mm-hmm. Continue to do it. Don't lose faith and don't give up. We're going to pray continuously. We're going to pray every day. We're going to have that patience that we know that we give. It is a fruit of the Spirit. Patience is one of those fruits, and so is love. And so we're going to express that to our children and to everyone that we know. Guys, thanks for sitting down and joining and talking with me for the past, 15 minutes or so. We're going to wrap this up because third service is just about to start. Thanks for joining us online. Put some comments down below. Talk to us. Tell us your prodigal story. Let us know how much you enjoyed the service, and we will see you guys next time.